You ever set an alarm and snooze it? You are already cutting yourself down before your feet have even touched the ground because you went to bed the night before and said to yourself, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever time it is.
Yeah.
And then when that time came, you snoozed. So in that moment, you've broken integrity with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if it starts with ourselves, if you don't have that self-trust, that self-integrity, best believe that outwardly, you're going to come across people that are not in integrity, people that are not going to be in their words. That's like, especially coaching, having clients, the best mirror, especially in a relationship, you're going to see that reflected back to you.
What is the message that you'd like to share with the audience today to where they can take it and apply it to their everyday lives?
That anything can be healed.
Anything can be healed with Andrew Adams.
Anything. Yeah, true. Truth. That's a truth statement. Anything can be healed.
Well, let's talk about that.
Any past, any trauma.
How do you know this?
From lived experience.
Such as what?
Things that I've gone through.
What did you go through?
Starting at the beginning.
Sure.
As a child, I was molested by a close family member. Then spent 12 years in active drug addiction. And, lived a very colorful life. I mean, abuse, emotional, physical, verbal, been through a rape, been through a lot of things. 12 years of drug addiction is a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Too much for a podcast show.
And here you are now.
Here I am now.
Right. And you're making an impact.
Another truth statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge impact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What inspired this?
Knowing that there's always light, knowing that I always had hope. What truly inspired me is just, stepping out of my own journey and looking at it and then being able to see how much pain is in the world. So, what inspired it is just the pain that humans experience, a lot of which is self-inflicted because people just don't know what they don't know.
So how do people get that awareness?
Slap it into them. Not physically. I think major events snap people into that awareness, like aha moments, awakenings. Death is like a big one. I feel like death is the biggest one that people have that awakening of like, oh, nothing's permanent, right? So it's so why cling to things? It's like Buddha said, and I wouldn't call myself a Buddhist, but Buddha is my guy. The root of all suffering is attachment, and that's truth.
Yeah, something I've been learning lately, it's been on the forefront of what I can see is that there's always more. So let's say somebody listening is like, you know what, I actually don't need healing anything. I think I'm good. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about that, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah.
There's always more.
Tell us about that.
There's always different layers and levels that you can peel back, right? So we come into this earth, this planet, as a child with two fears. Do you know those two fears?
Oh, I heard this a couple weeks ago. I just forgot what they are. Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Fear of loud noises.
Right.
And fear of falling. So those are the only two fears that we come into this planet Earth with as divine human beings, as we are as babies. And then the world happens. So the people that say, oh, I don't need healing. What fears do you have? And it's not just, I'm scared of heights. It's the awareness of once you gain, it's like, I feel like it's a switch. Once you gain the awareness of the internal dialogue that plays in the background, right? It's so subconscious at times that people are like, well, I don't need healing because they're not even listening to it. But it's the voice that says, you can't, or you're going to fail, or you're unworthy, or, you're a POS, or, the endless storytelling.
Yeah.
We see, and that's what makes us human, is that we all have that voice. And for people that say that they don't have that voice, I call bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Maybe, that's where the saying ignorance is bliss, right, comes, that statement. Because when you start down this awareness trail, sometimes ignorance is bliss because you can't shut it off. But every successful or every huge, everyone making a massive impact in this world has gained the awareness of that voice and has become friends with it and has begun the journey of, transmutating the energy in the story of turning like for me personally, my voice is always like I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to lead people or to guide people. I'm unworthy of being filthy rich. It's all rooted in unworthiness.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that's something that I come up with on a daily basis, but with practice, just like going to the gym and lifting weights, that story I can turn around real quick. Where, a couple of years ago, it would debilitate me. If I listened to that story, I would not be creating what I'm creating today. I wouldn't even step outside.
How did it feel for you once you took ownership of that story?
It was scary at first, coming out. Because I dug my hole deep. I dug myself really, really, really deep. So I had a lot of climbing out to do after that 12 years stint with heroin. It is liberating. It is so liberating to own all parts of you, all of it. It's loving yourself. That is the journey that we're on as humans on this planet.
We're not taught that, really.
No, and that's where the Beatles had it right. Love is all you need, but not love like I love you, gushy, like what people think love is. Love the frequency, love the energy, because it's healing. It's been studied. It's part, 50-50 woo-woo and science.
What common themes you notice in your clients that you work with? Curious, because you're an expert. You help people live their best lives.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you notice amongst them as common patterns and themes?
What's that ding?
Oh, that's my little dinger. It'll go away.
Oh, okay. Patterns that I know that I see with my clients are again, I walk side by side with people, and I can work with pretty much everyone. But it's really just, it's like the imagery that I have in my head is like when you open a door, right? And in front of you stands another door, which is the unknown, right? Behind the door that you just walked through is everything that you're comfortable with. In my mind, I stand in the gap of between those two doors and help people, guide them through that door that stands in front of them, which leads them to, their dreams, their hopes, their wants, the breakthrough past their limiting beliefs. So the clients that I work with are people that have identified a gap or something that's standing in the way of them getting from point A to point B. Point A being first door, point B being the second door.
Right.
And that's what I work with. And it's different for everybody because everyone has a different internal dialogue, right? Mine is unworthy. Someone else's it could be something completely different.
And I'm also noticed a thing on my end as to if you want something in life, it all starts with self.
Yeah.
The only thing getting in the way of what we want is us.
Is ourselves.
So it begs the question, what do I do about that? Not me. What does one do about that?
First, you get to identify, right, what that thing is.
Yeah.
And that's what you go to work on.
So when you say go to work, hold on a minute. We've all heard this. You got to do the work if you want transformation. What does that look like, do the work?
So many things.
Tell me more.
First one,
Yeah.
hire support. Hire a coach or a guide, right? Because there's so many different types of coaches. There's so many different types of guides out there. I don't like the saying like find a person that has what you want, because that's not always going to be the best guide for you. But doing the work could be reading books. That's a part of it. Listening to podcasts, moving the body, physical wellness. But it's like you said, it's always going to come back to self first because it's law of attraction. Like attracts like. If I want to create abundance in my environment, or I want to create fill in the blank, joy, freedom, passion, love, I get to create that within myself first. So identifying what's in the gap, or, I don't like the word lacking because I don't think we're ever lacking something. We've just forgotten it, right? That's my whole brand is reclamation, reclaiming, just a remembering that I'm powerful and that I'm worthy. And then, there's so many outlets of support. Books, podcasts, moving the body. I'm a firm believer in moving the body, right? The body keeps score. So physical movement is moving energy in the body, releasing fear, anger, guilt, shame are some of the lowest vibrating frequencies that are life killing.
Mm.
that people don't even realize that they're holding on to or that they're harboring.
Right.
So those are the main, I would say those are the main frequencies that I work with people breaking up. Because when you release fear, guilt, shame, anger, apathy, there's no option other than transcending the levels of consciousness into courage, love, neutrality, becoming unfuckwithable, just, becoming unbothered. That is, the present moment. Deepak Chopra, right? Law of pure potentiality. Living in the present moment, because that's the only place where something new can happen. So I guess that's when I work with people.
Is it possible to live in the present all the time?
With work, with repetition.
Work and repetition.
Yeah. Like going to the
Sounds
gym.
freeing.
Consistency over time.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like when people are like, oh, I'm healed or I'm done. It's like there's no destination.
It's all
That's it. That's the ego trick of like, and I've been in it like countless times. Oh, I've arrived. And then you're like, well, why am I still miserable? Because there's the journey, the physical journey on this planet ends with it when we die, right? If you're looking for an endpoint, that's one endpoint, but it's really just also a beginning, because depending on what your beliefs are, for me, what I believe in is when you die, it's just simple. It's just another doorway, right? So 2 doorways, always. You go one through one door. Yep, you're leaving the physical body, but I don't know what's out there, but it's just another journey.
One day we'll find out. Hopefully
One
it's
day.
one day from really far away.
One day.
Today.
I think that too is one of the most innate fears that people hide is the fear of death. And that is the underlying frequency that I hold when I coach people, is that people always have this innate fear of dying, even if they're not even aware of it. Uncovering that helps unravel so many other things. Because if you're fearful of dying, right, you're holding on to fear, whether you're present to it or not. And again, fear is a life-killing energy.
It's like an anchor.
Yeah. So you're giving your power away to a fear of dying when it's inevitable. Nothing is permanent.
If you were to draw a graph of this cycle, a chart, we'll call it.
Okay.
Where does it start? Where does it end?
Where does what start and where does what end?
I'm glad you asked me that, because as I said that, I was like, you're probably going to ask me this. So, okay, you have struggle.
Yep.
Okay. And the end is,
well, struggle is a
free.
perception.
Well, you have blocks.
Okay.
Whatever word we want to use.
Yeah.
A block. And like the end is free and clear, and you're moving on, and you're warp speed, and things are easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the end of the cycle. What happens in all the middle?
Surrender.
Oh,
Over and over
next?
again.
So first identify.
Well,
next is surrender.
I mean, any type of work, any type of coaching,
Yep.
any type of block removal is a surrender. Surrender to, right? I'll continue to use my story, my unworthiness conversation, right? The more I try to force that out of my mind, the more resistance that I will.
So how do you not force it out of your mind?
You own it, right? You said own it. It's present awareness that it's there. Okay, I hear you, ego. I hear you, conversation in my head happening that says that I'm unworthy. You do the exact opposite over and over and over again.
When you say you do the exact opposite, is that a statement? Is that a feeling? Is that a mantra? What does that look like when you do it?
All of those things. But I'll say you be. So unworthiness conversation or whatever conversation plays in your head. And then I'm a person that challenges it immediately. So if I have a conversation that's like, if I'm, promoting events, it's like I'm fearful of like going to talk to a stranger. It's like I count like 3, 2, 1 and just jump and I just go. Because it's you whatever you identify as the limiting belief, the solution is always going to be the exact opposite, right? So if I'm feeling unworthy, I get to be aware of that, own that, see that, hear that happening, and commit to changing that story, challenging it by doing something that one is going to challenge the belief about worthy.
What's
stepping on stage?
An example? Okay.
Speaking about it,
right?
Being on a podcast. I mean, I remember one day where like being on a podcast would scare the shit out of me. So I'm unworthy. I'm going to challenge that belief as much as I can, because the more you're able to challenge that belief, over time, that voice of you're unworthy, you're this, you're that, just begins to silence more and more and more and more. And you become friends with that voice where it like pops up and you're like, I hear you, I see you, and not today. That's not going to, it's not going to fly today.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, back to that cycle, it's unraveling. It's never ending, never ending. But see, the universe is a beautiful universe is great because you can tell if you're. I mean, do you know who David Hawkins is?
Sure.
Okay, he is like my guru per se of the pathway to enlightenment, consciousness, all of that.
Hmm.
It's you can see the universe will continue to give signals or signs if you're staying in like an endless loop, right? People that are like, why does this keep happening to me? This is the same thing that happened months ago. The same relationship patterns, right? That is a signal from the universe that you haven't like bumped up a level, right?
Right.
You're still in the same level. In the right, the journey of transcending levels of consciousness is to start moving like this.
Mm-hmm.
So when you identify those blocks, it's simply making a new choice, and a new choice, and a new choice, and a new choice.
Is money necessarily a block, or is it a reflection of a block?
Money's fake. It's
Right.
a reflection
It's
of a block.
what would you say that block? Where's
Scarcity.
Oh, scarcity.
Scarcity, but then you can go even deeper to that and have it be an unworthiness conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because scarcity is lack of, right? And typically the story is, well, I don't feel worthy to have millions of dollars. I mean, I personally have worked through many money stories because for like I've shared 12 years in active drug addiction. It was get money, spend money, get money, spend money, lie, cheat, steal for money, right? Get money through the lens of anger, fear, guilt, and shame, and then spend it on drugs.
Hmm.
So I have conquered a lot of money stories, but if you unravel them, it all comes back to my worth of I didn't feel worthy of, charging X amount of money for coaching or being paid this or paid that. And it's like, that's the number one. We settle. People settle.
Mm-hmm.
People never push, like, even at jobs. Like, how many people, like, get jobs and they're like, well, this is the salary. And people are like, okay, what's the conversation that prevents you from asking for more? Especially when you know it. Far too often, people get jobs and they're like, well, this it's just what the base is. It's what I get paid for. It's like, did you ask for more?
Right.
Did you ask for more? Well, no. Okay. What was the conversation that prevented you from asking for more? Oh, this is just what we're paid. Well, that's a story. That's why money is, I mean, that's why, the millionaires and billionaires exist because they just no longer subscribe to the story that money equals worth, right? So that's where we go back to like attracts like. And if my worth is 10 out of 10, you best believe that my outward experience in my environment is going to reflect that. So if we're having money stories or scarcity stories of like, I'm not making the money that I want to make, it's an internal dialogue somewhere that isn't allowing that to be manifested before me. Because it's, law of attraction, like attracts like. It starts with me. It'll always start with us.
Right.
If you want to, you change the world, you change yourself.
So let's say somebody's having that intro dialogue conversation. They surrender to it. And then what happens next? They go do, what would they do?
It depends on what that conversation is saying.
Right. Whether it's asking for the raise, whether it's making the investment and believing in it, perhaps like it's all curtailed to them. Yeah.
If it's a worthiness conversation, it's again, I'm a big fan of support today. And the man that sits on this couch today, like I ask for support. So like the first thing I would say is reach out for support from someone, from a coach, a guide, a spiritual mentor, so that they can support you on that journey.
Yeah, and then someone listening might think to themselves, "Gosh, who's going to help me?"
So many people. There's so many people. I'm one of them, but I'm one of, billions of, call us awakened people. I don't like the word woke. I think that's BS, but
I don't know.
Awakened, aware that you can experience a life where you feel peace and ease in your body from sunrise to sunset. Because at the end of the day, that's all everyone is looking for in just a different flavor.
Mm.
Is like just to be exist and not to worry about the past, not to worry about the future. That's, I mean, isn't that what you want?
Yeah.
Peace.
Presence.
Peace in the body.
Mm.
Presence.
Mm.
And that peace comes from learning how to be present in the moment. And every time that we're in guilt or shame or fear, we're living in the past. And every time we're in the energy of fear or anxiety, we're living in the future. So those are signals, right? So if someone's like, I'm done healing, I would ask them that question. Well, do you ever experience, living in the past or living in the future? Because that's where that's going to direct you to what gets to receive some loving. If it's people that are like wound up tight, trying to control everything, those are people usually living in the future. Well, in the future, I'm not good. This is, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then when it's like guilt and shame, it's usually people living in the past and they're clinging to an old version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did for a long time. I clung to the fact that I was an addict for 12 years. Do you know how much damage I did to people, places, and things? You know how many people I hurt? How much pain I caused? How much, fear, guilt, and shame I threw up on everybody around me? What prevented me from, launching in the beginning was I clung to that as my identity. And the truest answer was to release that because it's no longer who I am. And this is where it gets challenging is that people in your lives, like I still have people to this day. It's been 8 years, coming up on 8 years in January. People still to this day that view Andrew as the addict. And they're no longer in my life because I don't allow that frequency. Like if you're going to be stuck, and this includes family, I mean, close family that I've cut ties with because they just see Andrew as the addict and they're still viewing me as that person. And I was blessed to release those people because it's not who I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why Alex Formosa doesn't go back home, because the people from his high school talk to him as if he's that same guy, and it's conversations he doesn't want to have. Doesn't serve him.
Yeah, because they're low frequency conversations. And I mean, he wants to talk. He wants to be in rooms with people that are like, hey, let's make $100 million. Those are
yeah.
Those are not the same people that are like, hey, you remember in high school where you did this, right? And like are still I look at up leveling or advancing up this level of consciousness as like going to the eye doctors, right? And getting a new prescription.
How?
Right. So like when I coach people, it's like, I have this lens of I'm unworthy. It's simply like, here, try this on. Try these glasses on. Try this lens on that says you're worthy just because. You're worthy because you woke up this morning. Try that on for 24 hours and let me know how that feels. And 10 out of 10 times, every single client that I've done that with is like, I had an amazing day. I did this, I got a job,
And they chose.
Always a choice. Always, there's always two doors. Or a fork in the road. There's always a fork in the road where you can choose.
Yeah.
At any point in time, right? And that's how I look at addiction, because, my hot take is addiction is not a disease that is incurable. Addiction is just a frequency that's covered in guilt and shame. And when you address that guilt, that shame, that fear at its core, there's no space for addiction to live anymore. Because to be an addictive, to be an addictive habit that you've noticed and become aware is harmful to your body, right? You are basically telling your creator, whoever you believe in, that you're unworthy. That a substance, a person, because people get addicted to people, places, and things, is more important than you. And then it becomes a worthiness conversation.
Right.
I mean, and anything that's extremely harmful, when addiction doesn't exist, I'm no longer going to put things in my body that I know are going to cause it harm, like drugs.
Yeah, because you know your worth.
Or
you're like, I'm valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to get an SUV for my next car. Because I want safety, dude.
Okay.
Because I'm realizing, like, I got to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all the things. I mean, I had a breakthrough just the other day, like, buying things for myself just because. Like
Mm.
I'm deserving of, whatever, fill in the blank, nice clothes, nice shoes, nice this. Like it's not an attachment to things. It's a I get to feel good. I get to look nice. I get to dress nice. I get to drive a nice SUV, right? So many people buy those buy those things to mask
Yeah.
that unworthy. We all know like the men with the big trucks.
Mhm.
We humans cling to belongings to put up a mask of, well, if I'm a millionaire and I have a fancy car and a fancy house, people won't know that I talk negatively to myself every single day.
Mhm.
And the people that have created millions of dollars with that mindset, that's a lot of force. And I can tell you that they have a lot of health issues because the body always will keep score. And it may take time, but those people have health issues. Those are the people that end up with cancer and things like that. Because energy stored in the body turns into physical ailments.
Hmm.
I mean, that's why you hear miracles of people curing cancer and they're going like the spiritual route, and people are like, that's not truth. And I mean, it is.
Yeah.
There's countless stories of people that had cancer and went to work on forgiving themselves or forgiving their trespassers, people that have done harm to them, and have healed cancer, gone back to the doctors and have been cancer free.
Yeah, I remember seeing this lady on television. She stayed home, quit her job, and watched comedy movies all day long and just laughed. She
Yes,
got rid of her cancer.
it could be that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was probably angry.
Here's a thought that I don't want to lose here. It has to do with a spiritual success plan. Okay? Because, we've got a plan for our lives. I hope most people do. You got a plan for your finances. What about like a self-mastery plan? I think that that's something that's missed. It's like people put themselves 5 layers down.
You can't.
No, I think it needs to be number one.
Number one, always. Your relationship with yourself is number one. And I tell my husband this all the time. He will always be number two. In relationship sense, like my
Sure.
relationship with myself is always going to be number one. Because I've learned through trial and error, when I put other people first, even in the mindset of like, I'm supporting others, I'm guiding others, I'm helping other people heal. But if I'm not doing the same for myself, I'm creating a losing situation for me, but everybody else is winning. And I mean, as far as a practice goes, I think that's very different. I think that's customizable, and I think it's always changing. And again, people get into attachment because I'm sure people that have morning routines that after a time just becomes a checkbox. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to read my book for 20 minutes. I'm going to go running. I'm going to go to the gym, right? And after a while, it feels yucky, and you're like, oh, I got to go running again. I got to read a book. I got to meditate. Our self-care practice then becomes a checklist, and you're not filling your cup up. You're actually depleting it because of the way that you're thinking about it. I mean, I was a personal trainer. I've worked with so many people just around their mindset of like why they go to the gym. If I have clients that work out, I'm like, why do you do it? Because that uncovers a lot. Because people are like, oh, I want to do it to be healthy. I'm like, is that the real reason? Because a lot of people go to the gym because they hate their bodies. I want my body to look like this, not like it is now, right? Taking us out of the present moment. So it's tricky. The ego in the mind is tricky. Even when you think, you're doing something good, like reading, meditating, listening to a podcast, or going to the gym, you get to really be super aware and curious around your motives as to why you're actually doing those things. Because for a long time, I went to the gym because I hated my body. I want to look like this.
Right.
I want to have a six-pack, and I want massive legs and a big butt and all of this stuff. And years and years and years of that, twisting and contorting my body to be in different shapes, left me depleted, left me still hating my body. And I'm just like, oh, I get to just love my body in whatever shape or form it is. That does not negate the need to be healthy in today's world. That's why I'm like big component of physical movement, not just to be healthy, but also the release of energy in the body, because we hold on to that fear, that guilt, that shame in different parts of our body. So in the practice of a coaching relationship and the mindset work, you also get to be doing body work.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about your event that's going to have some movement in it.
It's going to be amazing.
What do you got cooking for us?
Amazing. So
What can you share?
I can share it all. There's no secrets. I mean, what will be created in the space? I mean, I know it's going to be magic, but I allow myself to be guided divinely. So what comes out may not be what I plan, but it is. We start with a Dharma talk, so me speaking, call it a little keynote,
Hmm.
around my life equation, which is power times purpose equals prosperity, and we can talk about that afterwards. But the event is really about the power part and identifying where we give up our power to that voice in our head or to other people, like right in people pleasing. So Dharma talk to set the scene. And then I have my very good friend Marina. Do you know Marina? She does breathwork. Yeah, I love her.
Hmm.
So we're partnered up. She's co-facilitating with me. She'll be leading breathwork after a little group exercise, and then we'll be going into some movement because I'm a yoga teacher. So we'll be doing lots of twisting and wringing out of the body, then followed by more breath work, and then we'll do like a very powerful muscle fatiguing yoga flow and that's the reclaiming part of it, like reclaiming back, taking back your power, taking back your energy, and then finishing it with more breath work. It doesn't, in words, it doesn't sound as magical as the energy that's alive in my body. Some things just don't have words. It's an experience. Fair. You gotta be there.
And this all came to you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Thought.
One divine guidance. One day I was just sitting there and I was like, it was really in the path of where can I speak on stage, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to build a stage. I'm just going to build a platform for me to build community, be able to speak, be able to guide, which is something that I enjoy doing. And I love teaching yoga. So I just not overnight, in like 48 hours, created an event. Everything, the marketing, all of it, everything that goes into an event.
Yeah.
In that period, I realized that I love planning events and I love creating experiences for people because it's experiences that have woken me up over my lifetime, whether that was crashing a car going 75 miles per hour on the highway because I fell asleep, or, going to a plant ceremony or going to a breath work, different experiences. It's just a vehicle to trigger thought processes, to try on a new pair of glasses. So the experience is try on a new pair of glasses. A pair of glasses that say you're powerful just because. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to prove anything to yourself, to others. You're just powerful just because you woke up today. That's what people forget. The second we wake up, we start giving our power away. Snoozing, the alarm, that's the best one.
Is it?
You're breaking integrity.
Really?
Yeah. You ever set an alarm and snooze it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are already cutting yourself down before your feet have even touched the ground because you went to bed the night before and said to yourself, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever time it is.
Yeah.
And then when that time came, you snoozed.
Dang.
So in that moment, you've broken integrity with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if it starts with ourselves, if you don't have that self-trust, that self-integrity, best believe that outwardly, you're going to come across people that are not in integrity, people that are not going to be in their words. That's like, especially coaching, having clients, the best mirror, especially in a relationship, you're going to see that reflected back to you. Clients calling late, clients not calling. It's all a reflection of you. So yeah, people, the second you wake up, that's why one practice that I have is the second that I wake up, it is an immediate, I don't like the word positive, but an immediate positive reel, effective stories, right? I like effective or non-effective because it's, it's more neutral, because who's to say something's positive or negative or right or wrong, subjective, effective or non-effective. Non-effective, snoozing. I'm late to the gym. Effective, getting out of bed as soon as my alarm goes off. I get to the gym. I'm feeling good. I have a fire day.
I'm getting fired up.
It really, and it's so simple once you begin to unravel that. It's the smallest thing. So like these events are really helping to identify those small leaks, because if you have a boat, and obviously if there's a massive hole, it's going to sink. But if you have little holes, 100s of them, it's going to take some time, like pinholes. Think like pinholes in a boat. it's going to take some time for that boat to start slowing down and for you to realize that it's sinking. Every single time you snooze that alarm, it's another hole. Every single time you say, time's another one. I'm going to be there at 3, and you're not there. You're not being your word, another hole. So the ego will trick us into believing that because you didn't die by snoozing your alarm, it's okay. But eventually you start to realize that your boat is sinking, your energy's off, you're not feeling right, like you're just feeling sluggish. It's all of those little holes that have begun to sink your boat.
Right.
So then people go into chaos and panic. Something's not right with me. Something's wrong. It's going
by
to
1,000 cuts.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
The success of our business and our lives is embedded in the most minute details.
Mm-hmm. And we overlook them. We're like, we didn't die. It's okay. I was just 10 minutes late.
Yeah. Low standards, bare minimums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mediocrity.
What's one thing that you're a coach?
Yes.
Right? You talk to people.
I do.
You get into their minds.
Every day. I love it.
Yeah, let's call it work. Okay? Let's get to that side of things. What is something that you know based off your line of work that most people would never know unless they do what you do?
How badly humans talk to themselves on a daily basis.
Damn.
That's why I get in this work, because that I can feel like tears, because that's like what breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pain point for me. If you are not in this work, you don't realize how negatively you talk to yourself or people talk to themselves on a daily basis. So it's like, and then that's where you can find love and compassion in this world, is that when you begin to see that in yourself and realize that you're no different than anybody else, you start to look at the world very differently. And you go into a space with, hundreds of people, and that they all have that internal dialogue that they're not good enough or they're unworthy. And you find that love and compassion for humanity. And you find that connection and the realization that we're all connected, and, no one is better than, less than, or disconnected from. That's what makes us human. And that's where you then, you soften into love just because. And that's what has the potential to cure diseases, ailments, and to cure the state of the world that we're living in that's filled with hate and anger.
Right.
Because it's ugly.
Yeah. It's unnecessary.
Yep.
It's no fun.
No, it's not
You're
fun.
having fun. What are you doing?
And I'm here exactly.
Let's take a quick moment to shout out the people making big moves in real estate, the elite residential group at Keller Williams Realty. With over $90 million in sales volume and more than 300 families helped, they're one of the top real estate teams in Central Texas for a reason. Whether you're buying, selling, or just figuring out your next step, they make the process simple and centered around your priorities.
Greg and his small team have been absolutely crushing the Austin real estate market, producing incredible numbers.
He is always responsive, he's always on point, he never misses anything.
I would highly recommend him for anybody looking to buy or sell in the Austin, Texas area.
Hit the link in the description to book your free consultation. When's this event?
November 1st.
November 1st, where is it?
Casa de Luz in Austin.
Sure.
You know Casa de Luz?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of cacao.
Yeah.
That's where I took Mary on our first date.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in the sanctuary room, November 1st, and it's going to be every single month. And I'm committed to, you want to hear the big plan?
Please.
Committed to growing that event to very large numbers.
Let's get specific and clear, shall we?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So to start, that room is small. So the max capacity is 25 to 30. I want people to have space to move. I don't want to cram people in. Next step would be like 50 to 75. This will lead me to having my own space. This is all of the downloads from this event. I'm going to open up a massive event space where there will be most likely 3 studios, like yoga studios, that people can rent out. Because in creating this event, I realized that there is a massive need for yoga teachers, sound healers, or facilitators of every kind to rent spaces. And I realized that by, booking at Casa de Luz, how many bookings they have in all of their rooms and all of their spaces of people creating magic. I'm like, that's what I want to create. Because like my big umbrella dream is like creating the stage for people to rise. Because like what's the point of success if you can't bring people with you? I want a massive stage and audience just so that I can like bring up a friend. Be like, hey guys, this is my friend so and so. She or he does X, Y, and Z. Go follow him in on Instagram or something. Right? That's the environment that I want to create. So yoga studios to rent, and then like a massive event space where people can hold, weekend workshops, speaking gatherings. Is going to be
Where?
most likely here in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
going to happen.
That's the big dream. And retreats.
Yeah.
These events go to, different countries for week-long retreats where you can just stop for a minute, learn tools to be present,
Mm-hmm.
uncover where you may be giving your power away, reclaim that, and then go off into the world and create your magic. Power, purpose, prosperity.
You ever done a silent retreat?
No.
No? Would you do it?
Have you?
No, but I want to.
I would. I 100% know that I would be challenged, but at this point in my life, I'd say that I'm ready. I could handle it.
Yeah.
A few years ago, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
It sounds real hard.
Well, I mean, it's like I was just, what's his name? Corey Musgrave. I'm gonna botch his name.
Casey Musgrave?
Thank you, Casey Musgrave.
Yeah.
Right, and other guy that used to be a monk.
Used to be a monk.
That's
John Wick.
no Letty.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any friends that used to be a monk.
No, like just like out in the world making impact now, and his face is everywhere.
Oh,
Why can't think of names?
shoot, use him up on this stuff.
I should
Was he on
his names.
What's he doing?
He's
Jay Shetty?
Yeah, thank you, Shetty. Also used to be a monk.
Really?
Yes.
A bona fide monk.
Yes.
Doesn't look like a monk.
What do monks look like?
Shaved heads.
I'm sure his head was shaved while he was a monk.
Fair.
But the same thing with Casey. He shares his story 6 months where they meditated for 14 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And how challenging it was. People think that that wouldn't be challenging. It is, because you're forced to confront that story in your head.
Right.
The one that tells you you're a piece of shit. And I just watched a video of his the other day. His biggest takeaway, and it shifted something in me, was learning to become his best friend. And that is a life hack. Become your best friend. Be able to look in the mirror. Because we all talk to our friends. Like, you got this. You're going to crush it. You have a friend that's like, I'm going to make 10K. Make it 20. Right? We do that with our friends, but we don't always do that with ourselves. And he shares that was his biggest takeaway, is that now he's his best friend. Right? He can look in the mirror and be like, no, you're going to go do what you said today.
Dang. That's big.
That's love.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Self-love.
And then you see love in front of you.
Ooh.
Which is the answer to everything, is love. Being love, not doing love. Being love. Being the frequency of love.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to encourage the audience to let that one marinate.
Mm-hmm.
And notice what comes up. I mean, sometimes the word love makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, because we have our stories and our perceptions of what love is. That makes somebody uncomfortable. They probably have had a traumatic experience with someone very close to them who they either loved or told them that they loved them. Right? You have a bad relationship. Fuck love.
Right.
That's the love is an action. Right? There's the being, and then right, be, do, have. There's the being, there's the doing, there's the having. It's being love, which is the solution, which is through the lens of, I love myself just because, therefore I'm able to love other people just because.
Right.
And it's a world of non-judgment. That is a big practice that I've started just in the past 2 weeks, is because I realized that even with all of this work that I've done on myself and all that I've helped with others, that I still was having nonstop judgment of, I see it reflected of other things, like everything. You judge everything, which really for me just signals that I'm judging myself still in a non-effective way. So every single day for the past 2 weeks, I say in the morning, say a prayer of sorts to release any and all judgment of myself and others. And it's been freeing. More presence, more peace, more existing, non-reactive to people, places, and things. Unbothered. I always use the example of road rage.
Yeah.
Right? You get cut off by somebody. Two choices.
Two choices.
Get angry
Middle finger?
middle finger, or the or basically, or the peace
Or
sign,
the peace sign.
or the peace sign,
Yeah.
because you have no idea what they're going through,
I
right?
used that the other day. By the way.
Sure, they could be just late for work, but like, what if they have a family emergency and you're screaming at a person that maybe they don't even know they cut you off? We create stories. Humans love creating stories. And being present in the here and now releases the need to create so many stories from emotions. What's that?
I'm glad you asked. We get to play.
We
again.
playing cards?
Kind of. You get to pick.
Is there questions on this? Are they questions?
I don't know. Pick 2.
1.
1. Oh, 2. Go ahead, flip one over. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, this is great. If someone gave you a free billboard in your hometown, what would you put on it just to mess with people?
I like that one.
Just to mess with people?
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
In my hometown.
Opportunities are endless.
I think it'd just be, I mean, just to mess with people to like, what type of response am I looking to elicit?
Maybe make people go, oh my gosh, look at that billboard. Would you believe that?
I would
That's
be
crazy.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just like a billboard with like a picture of me and say like, look, I made it. Because like people in my hometown
Yeah.
probably thought that I was going to die.
Yes.
Probably didn't think that I was going to make it to this point. And
What would the picture be? What would you be doing?
I don't know.
Would you be like,
Like, it'd be like, I feel like something fun like that. Or like mooning.
it's a good one.
Something to show a little skin.
Yeah. Yeah, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
And
It'd
I
have
get
to be
trouble.
fun.
Yeah.
It'd have to be fun.
Moon's
people-
fun.
People stop having fun.
Yeah.
People become adults and stop having fun.
For real.
I don't know why. Because it's like, life is so much more enjoyable when you can just smile and laugh. And you're not like clenched up and your butthole is just tight.
I'm going to encourage the listeners to go out there and moon somebody.
Depending, I probably wouldn't do that. Probably wouldn't do that in today's world.
Yes.
Because you might have to register as a
Kidding.
sex offender. Oh my gosh. These are good.
Thank you.
Did you come up with these?
Yeah.
You're in charge of rewriting one law of human nature. What's your change? Give me an example of a law of human nature.
Human nature. It's human nature to be skeptical. It's human nature to eat. I don't know. There's so many things involved in human nature.
I mean, the thing there changed the human nature.
Go to work?
Yeah, the human
work.
The human nature to cut yourself down.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would change.
I thought you were going to say that.
Of course, that's what I work with people to change.
Right.
Rewriting that because it has become human nature to tear yourself down left and right.
Yeah.
And we have, social media, which is a beautiful tool, but social media to help with that. People go on social media and consume, and then they judge themselves and judge others because they're like, well, I'm not as successful as so-and-so, or I didn't travel to 12 countries this year, must mean I'm a piece of shit.
And there's always something. Oh, I only got 2 supercars. This guy's got 6.
There's
always something.
It's comparison. If you're if you're in comparison, there's you can always compare. I compared these 2 cards.
You did?
There's always going to be a way to compare yourself to others.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's taking you out of the present moment and keeping you in a lack conversation. Well, if he has 6 supercars and I only have 4 and I feel shitty about myself, that's the human belief that if I have 2 more fast cars, that I'm going to be complete and that I'm going to be whole. And then once again, it's perpetuating the story of if I buy things, I'll be complete. And it's like, no, I'm complete because I've decided to be complete. And that's all that matters. And things don't matter. You don't need things.
No, you need fun.
Fun. Experiences. But like, just go create them. Don't compare. Go out there. We have like people. I feel like we have a world of people now that just like sit at home and scroll. And I know this because I catch myself sometimes doing it. or I mean, just this event, right? Or I'm looking for stages to be on. I'm just like, I'm just going to create this myself.
Yeah.
Therefore, I can create whatever I want and I don't have to listen to anyone's rules.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you don't like rules.
That's the other thing that I want people to know. Other than you can heal everything, you can do anything that you want in this lifetime. We are seriously living in the Matrix. You can create whatever you want. You want to create a podcast? Create a podcast. You want to create $1 million? Create $1 million. Whatever. Anything that you want.
It's true. It's true.
It is. So,
And once you get a taste of it, it's freaking full on.
yeah.
I was.
Potential.
I
Or like,
did that.
oh, I just did that.
What's next?
Yeah.
And that's when you have fun because you're playing a game.
Yep.
And once you start comparing, it's not a game.
It's not a game anymore.
It's a losing game.
It's a losing game.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to lose when you compare.
Mm.
Because there's always somebody. Look, I get it. I'm human. I fall victim to comparison mode all the time. As a coach, speaker, and everything they're doing, I'm like, up. And especially social media too. That's why I have completely changed my relationship with social media because I'm like, I only have this many likes or this many views, and this person has this many, and I'm just like, this is nonsense. That's not why I'm not doing it for likes. I'm not doing it for views.
It's just like attaching your worth to money.
Yes.
How much likes do I have?
Yep.
When's enough?
It's never, when you're in that mindset, it's never enough. Never. It's never going to be enough.
Never.
Never.
Let that sink in too. If you're in that mindset, it's never going to be enough. That's a law.
Yep.
There's no running from that.
Never going to be enough. When you're in a scarcity conversation, never going to be enough. When you're in an abundant conversation, there's always enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Scarcity says there's not enough money in the world for me to make millions of dollars. There's so much money in circulation. There's money everywhere, especially for entrepreneurs, that are selling a product.
Yeah.
In the scarcity conversation of I only can sell this much, right? And they hit those ceilings. It's like, it's a worthiness conversation. You're worthy of more. You just don't believe it yet. You don't have the results because we're humans that want to see the results. And they don't, again, that's where we go into like faith and trust.
And focusing on the process.
Yep. Having something greater than yourself that you believe in, whether it's God, Buddha, source, whatever.
There's a statement I've said a few times on here. Amateurs wing it and professionals have processes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think professionals also trust the process. So are you a professional at life?
Yeah.
Are you a professional at being present? Because that's where the goodness is.
And then from that space, you can create anything that you want.
Yep.
That's the real journey, is becoming a professional at life. Self-mastery. Becoming master of self, you can master anything else.
Did you just rhyme?
I don't know today.
Self else.
Sure. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
Well, become a master of self. You can do anything else. Now I call me.
I don't know why I just got the imagery of like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
Hey, well, this has been quite a journey.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Everywhere
in all the places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So how do people get a hold of this event if they want to attend? Because this is getting released.
Yeah.
Soon.
The event, the Instagram that I started for the event in this space is reclamation.wellness. And from there, you'll find my personal page, but reclamation.wellness on Instagram.
Yeah.
All of
Casa de Luz, November 1st.
Casa de Luz, November 1st. Or you'll see a flyer at Casa de Luz for this event with a QR code that I'm going to, after this event, to post up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you are considering getting a coach, mind you, Michael Jordan had a coach his whole career. Okay, we all need help. No one succeeded alone ever. Make sure to hit Andrew up on his IG, which is also listed below. Hit him up. My name is Greg Carlson, your host of the Elite League podcast, where we take experts in any given industry to talk about what it's actually like to do what they do and the story that's behind it. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you. We love you. Most importantly, stay fired up.